So you're sitting in your couch in your living room and everything comes to life and you declare loudly, let's send this one up. You start to panic a bit despite knowing that it's okay because, well, this is weird. But your panic quickly turns to absolute astonishment when the roof of your living room is ripped off. Right at the top of your house, and what's there glaring at you is now a massive creature, so beyond words and description that you're completely convinced this is really happening. And this being would be absolutely terrifying if it wasn't for a sweet telepathic accent encouraging you to remain calm, because it says, like music, we have a lot of work to do. And this being sends down organic tubes of material that pulls you out of this entire world. You are now disembodied and in a place where you cannot put into human words. But if you had to alter a description, you would say UFO. The walls are moving with powerful shapes and design. It is just as alive as everything else. Next, you can tell if this is a window or a screen, but you can see earthly life outside the hard drive that is programmed on. The being can hear and feel everything going on with you watching the scene, and it said, what you're doing here is good, but why are you doing frantically? You have no choice but to be honest. And then you admit things to this creature that you never say to other people, saying, I'm afraid that if I don't outwork all others, I'll suffer financially, and I'm deadly afraid of disappointing my family. The being sees your sincerity and willingness to cooperate, rips a giant hole into this new reality that leads to yet another one. And I mean, what the fuck? It leaves you there so you can go do more work for other humans. When out of the complete white surrounding, three beings emerged, even more ineffable than the first one. The first one was startling, but these new guys are even impossible to look at. In fact, they have to shape themselves down to something like hands so you can even comprehend. You feel like an insect floating in front of creator gods of a proportion that your human mind could not have ever fathomed. You start moving blocks that light up and ascend in different ways and ask you, do you understand? Do you understand? Well, no, I don't. Telepathically is not even the right word, but you understand that. Don't worry, you will. But that needs to be sooner or later. We all depending on your species. When you arrive gently back into your body, one might have said you have woken up. Now your eyes are open. But you know that by coming back is actually more likely going back to sleep. Because the world you just experienced had spatial dimensions you can no longer imagine. Distance and time did not exist over there. Those limitations only occur in this thin skin of reality, and you don't understand why. You see a clock now and you realize it's not even been 10 minutes. You write down everything you can about the experience, but pencil and paper is probably the most futile way of capturing a concept of a world without concept. World that surrounds us all the time, but we are blind to. A world brought you by courtesy of DMT.